What's going on, you guys? It's Desse Talks. Here I have today a good friend of over 17 years, an amazing artist, someone who always grinding, who never stops no matter what's going on. I have the honor and interviewing, talking about an upcoming project as well as dreams today. We have Tae-EM.
Tae-EM.
Keontae Raheem.
Now known as Keontae Raheem. What's going on with you, Desse?
What's going on, bro? So, for the people that don't know who, you have fans that know who Tae-EM is.
Yes.
Now that you have did a name change, tell the people that don't know, why did you change your name to your actual name?
I don't know. I mean, with my music now, it's like I still like to have fun with it. But I hear and I feel myself being a little bit more personal. So I just wanted to use my name. I would have went with Keontae Mewborn, but to me that I don't know. I love my last name, but just as an artist name, I was like, nah, I want to use Raheem because it's like a lot of people don't know my actual middle name is Raheem, and I love that name. And I think Raheem is a very strong, to me it's a very strong name and it represents who I am. So yeah, I just wanted to reintroduce myself as Keontae Raheem because that's really who I am. I mean, I don't have no gimmicks. I don't pretend to be nothing else. I don't pretend to be nobody else. I'm my own self. I stay in my own lane at all times.
Perfect. That's what's up. And I listened to some of your music. Before we even get into that, I want you to talk about and tell the people who you are, where you from, and what was your influences? What was life like for Keontae Raheem growing up? And how did music inspire you?
I mean, I'm here from Kinston, North Carolina. Small city. Not too many people make it out. Shout out to the ones that did. Brandon Ingram, Jerry Stackhouse, of course. I came up kind of, I wasn't in the streets per se, nor was I really, I had a silver spoon in my mouth. I had two young parents who did the best they could to raise me. Unfortunately, they split at an early age, but them splitting and just me growing in two separate households, it kind of was an advantage for me because I learned two different things in two different places. It's always good to have your parents together, but I think it was a blessing in disguise for me to be raised in two separate homes the way I can learn two different things. And, with both of my parents, they always had rap music around me, Def Comedy Jam growing up, The Chappelle Show, all that type of stuff. A lot of people was just strictly cartoons and stuff like that. And me and my sister, we was into cartoons, but it was more so rap music for me. And today it still is. And my mom and my dad, they raised me around LL Cool J. LL Cool J is the first person that inspired me. And you know that personally.
Yes.
LL Cool J, he's the first person to inspire me to pick up the pencil, pick up the pen, write raps. LL Cool J, he had like a very dominant.
That kind of explains, not to cut you off, that kind of explains the demeanor of what you was. Because for me, I never was in the streets, but obviously we see this stuff.
Yeah.
We are a product of that environment.
Exactly.
No matter how much you try to run, we still there. So for me growing up, I was not into hip hop or any of that. So you were the first person who I know personally that was rapping. And I was like, why is he always wearing do-rags and wife beaters? Like, why? Like, this is ghetto. Like, But, like, now, going in the future, I'm like, nah. Like, some of the albums that you was talking about in school, I heard you, but I ain't hear you. Now I'm like, nah. Your upbringing has made you who you are as a person.
Basically, I don't want to hype it up as if it's something else. I mean, I know we're in a profession where you have to be liked. You have to have a certain personality to be liked, but fuck that. I'm going to be myself, period. I'm proud of the person that Kenny raised. Like I said, that raised me to listen to music all the time. It was LL Cool J, 50 Cent, Ludacris, T.I., those are just a couple of people who inspired me to start writing. And of course, now in today's era, I'm inspired by Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole, of course. And this is because of the passion and the energy that they bring to their creativity. It's easy to just go in the studio, put on a beat, rap, say some bars, but to actually use your musical gifts and talents and tell a story and be able to express yourself. I feel like that's amazing to me.
That's dope. And this episode, I want to talk about dreams, because growing up, we have always had dreams. And dreams are, to some, a passive imagination. Dreams could be stories that are very vivid and creates in our mind, whether we're sleeping or daydreaming. They can also be very vivid. They can make you feel happy, sad, or even scared, or even emotionally confused.
Yeah, definitely.
And growing up, that's how me and you became friends. We became friends, got close in the 5th grade. And your dream inspired me to push forward now, because now I'm pushing into the artistry and using my voice.
Right.
So I understand it now. And going forward, for people that are beginning music, what would you give the advice?
For new beginners in music, if it's something that you're really passionate about, and you feel like you can lose yourself into this world of expression, I say you take both feet 10 toes down, jump straight to it, and be the best person that you can be, and also learn. Nowadays, the music industry, it's not about talent anymore. You have to use your resources, because everybody's trying to make a dollar. Everybody's trying to capitalize off of each other. So make sure you network. You learn the actual business of it instead of just jumping into it, because it's a dog eat dog world too.
It is. And one thing I know with business, if you don't educate yourself to be reading and learning your business, you will get fucked over. And that's just what it is. And you can't blame anybody, because when we go to school from K to 12. Right. After the K to 12, you can either go to college, take classes, or go straight into the work field. Regardless, you always going to have to go back to the main source, which is being taught by someone. If you want to be a master in that craft, you have to constantly be learning from people who are better than you, and actually accept constructive criticism. Because artists, sometimes, and myself, we are very sensitive. Yes. We are very sensitive. One little thing could throw us off. And and going forward, I'll go to our next topic. You have an upcoming album. Mm-hmm. And what number is this?
This is actually my second solo album. I've done a lot of mixtapes and I've done EPs and stuff like that, but this right here that I'm actually about to drop soon is my second studio album.
And how was that process? How was the process of this? Because I listened to some of the tracks, and in this, you really sound like old, polished Tae-EM, but you actually it's very wavy. It gives me a California feel, Juicy J, Wiz Khalifa. Like, I'm sitting hydraulic, but it sounds very mature. Yeah. So what was the process like, and how did you start coming up with the idea to say, this is me beginning my second album?
Yeah. Honestly, I don't really just go sit down and be like, it's time to work on the next project. As the year goes round, I have like it's like a quarterly thing for me. Like in the first quarter, I'm real active. I'm inspired. Then the next quarter, I'm real active again. And then the next quarter, and then the next quarter. So it's like at the same time, when I do albums, I also kind of look at them as like timelines in my life. Okay. When I do albums, I don't just I'll drop a project, if it's a theme. Okay. Like last year, I did a summer album that was just for the summer. I titled it A Playlist. Okay. But I just I look at certain time periods of my life and I kind of just analyze it and see where my mind is, because when I record, it's just free expression, and then I come back and I piece everything together and see, look, it's kind of like a reflection when I do albums like this time period of my life. So this next album that I'm about to drop is basically the time period of my life. It was like the past 2 years. I've been working real hard on it. I got my in-house producers. Okay. Buddy Love, King Mike. I've been working with a couple of new producers. Warlock, I've been working with him for a long time. So, I mean, I have a lot that I'm ready to put out And I think it's going to be some of my best work. And, of course, me as an artist, I feel like I'm going to keep getting better. So I'm excited to drop this next project.
Yeah, definitely. Exactly. Say that louder for the people
Period.
that don't know. Exactly.
Shit, your boy been working.
Nah, I see it. And how'd you, because now that I'm actually meeting other artists, dealing with artists regularly, that's my 24/7, 7 days a week, I respect your artistry a lot more. Like, to the point where I even listened down your discography and looked at each project, every picture, and now it starts to make sense. It just clicked, and I'm like, wow. So at the end of the day, for me, I don't care about what your talent is. My thing is hard work. Hard work's beat out talent any day. You can suck. If you hard working and you know your business, it's going to stick. And with this, one thing about you, and I respect, you have, even if you want to give up in the outside audience and for the people that don't know you, that you might have your moments, but I respect that you still do this no matter what. And you have been doing this, for the most part, building this up alone. And then you had an entourage. Because I remember when it was a little C to now of you having an entourage, a group. And that's what's up. Because when I come back home and I see that, it's like, yo, that's what's up. When we had those conversations in school, that's what dreams are. And we are not even at our pinnacle yet. So this is like a breakout to showing more mature side of you. Like, it's very straight to the point. And do you think that the pandemic made that more serious? Because you like more, I'm used to hearing you very playful and having fun. This was like very serious. So the songs was like, okay, he's being really serious right now. So what was that inspiration, and how do I word this? How did you become more mature in your music, and what was your inspiration through this? What albums have you been listening to through the pandemic? What has inspired you? What have you learned new about yourself that you never knew?
Yeah, well, like, for the past 2 years, well, you actually right about the pandemic, because the pandemic allowed a lot of us to stay in the house and self-reflect. And that's honestly all I've been doing, self-reflecting, sitting on the inside, looking at what's going on in the outer world, just watching so much chaos, but trying to find the love and everything. Like, and like I told you, I listen to a lot of Cole, I listen to a lot of Kendrick, I listen to a lot of Wale. Just listening to them, like I said, they put the time and the effort to actually go the extra mile to express themselves. And when I'm doing my music, that's what I want to do, and I want to be the best to ever do it. So whenever I drop, you're going to hear me at the highest platter, like, period. I'm going to say what I got to say. I'm going to say what's on my mind. I'm not going to hold back. And I'm speaking for my niggas, man. I'm speaking for me. I'm speaking for niggas like me, niggas that think like me, because a lot of niggas like me ain't got no voice. You know what I'm saying? Just a regular dude, but got a real vision and actually doing something about it. Because a lot of these niggas want to do this shit, but they not going to get up and do it. Because like you said, hard work beats talent. And I've been working at this shit for a long time. Like you said, I've been doing this a long time. And it's been 10 years since I've been dropping music consistently. Like, you remember my first mixtape, Before the Fame, in 2011. Like, that's a hidden gem. Like, I was making money off of that in 2011. In 2012, me and John was the first niggas in the city to have a viral video. For real, as young niggas.
Life in the fast lane.
Life in the motherfucking fast lane. You was in the video. If you on YouTube right now, make sure you search that Tae-EM Life in the Fast Lane featuring J Bell. Exactly. Shout out my nigga J Bell. Shout out to John Dollars, man.
Exactly. Long live.
Long live, man. I love you, bro. Yes. I appreciate you. I'm gonna miss you, man. Exactly. I'm gonna miss you.
Exactly.
The most genuine, most supportive person I ever had in my corner, man. Exactly. I'm gonna miss you.
Yes, and that's what I want to go into, what the dreams are, and even shouting out John. Even, we would say, 2 weeks? It's probably maybe been a week or two, maybe, at the funeral. And, like, this was a lot, us sitting down having this conversation, because he's supposed to be here.
He's supposed to be right here.
And this is my drive to keep going. So, shout out to John Dollars, like, on real shit. I appreciate you being an incredible friend, no matter what. Like, you was the first person to ever be on, like, to really support me and Tay, and when nobody else believed in our vision. So your legacy is gonna forever live on. It's gonna always live on.
For sure, bro.
It don't matter what's going on. Your spirit is gonna live through this music, through this art, and we're gonna make it. And it's nothing is impossible. Nothing. And this is why we do this, because I talk about this to be an inspiration to others that may have lost someone and they may not realize or say, what can I do? If you're losing someone, and for those who are listening and you have lost a loved one, the best thing that you can do for them is be better. Be your greatest self to make them proud. The easy way out is being a loser, smoking it off, taking an excuse, doing reckless stuff. It's okay to be vulnerable, but snap yourself out, pick yourself back up, and make that person or make those people who you have lost proud and be your greater self. So shout out to you, John Dollars. Your legacy will forever live on. Forever. And
shout out to Carefree.
Yes, Carefree, Talib.
I love y'all, man. Shout out to Carefree, Too Dope Ty, man. I wouldn't be where I am today if it was for y'all, period. Y'all, along with John, y'all have been some of the biggest motivation, people that drive me to be better lyrically, musically, give me a reason to continue pushing. Shout out to y'all. If it wasn't for y'all, we wouldn't have been able to have our first Welcome to the Impact Party concert earlier this year.
And shout out to y'all for coming to New York for the first time in the worst time of the world.
Man, the day that we got down there, y'all was declared state of emergency. I did not want to be there. And then I was excited. And then I had to get in the airplane for the first time. I never been in the airplane for the first time, but I thugged that shit out. Then landed in New York in a crowded ass area full of coronavirus. Shit was crazy, but I still enjoyed the experience, man, for what it was.
Yes, man. And that's how we came up with Dreams. Yeah. That's how, due to unfortunate circumstances, I sent you over the beat after it happened, and you created an incredible verse that we are dropping these visuals soon, and John is actually in this video dancing. So his legacy will forever live on, no matter what.
I think when you sent me Dreams, if I'm not mistaken, I seen it back that same night.
Yes.
Yeah.
Look in the mirror. Who do you see and what do you find? My heart is pure, my soul is real. I'm a gift from God. I'm one of a kind. I'm been down a lot. Like, I brainstorm, put a figure on the clock, and I'm pressed for time. Like, that, I will say, like, we've been friends for a minute, but it didn't, click until, all right, I bet you Keontae don't know that I know how to do music. Like, really do it. Because I just been shy.
Yeah.
But circumstances brought that out of me.
Right.
And it's the beginning of a birth of a child, which was my artistry as an artist. And our next thing of what I want to talk about is since the topic is dreams and that's what we're talking about today, I'm going to have to fast forward this and clip it.
It's all good shit.
What is your interpretation of dreams? And what are some of your dreams? What were some of your dreams growing up? And do you have those similar desires now?
Well, to me, dreams are like you said earlier. It's like a visual interpretation of something that you may be inspired to be or something you aspire to do. But, I think dreams are one thing, but I think it's the action and it's the work that makes it into a reality. So you have to have dreams, but you have to have work ethic, because without work ethic, you can't make those dreams come true, period. And, my first dream was actually to be a WWE wrestler. It's crazy. I grew up watching wrestling, and I also wanted to be an NBA basketball player. When I was in middle school, I played rec basketball. But as you actually live in life, if you live in life for real, you actually get to discover the gifts that you actually have. And I actually discovered that earlier. So I thank God that I just had that in the pocket since like 8 years old, 4th grade. So, I mean, you just got to put in the work for real. And I just been putting in the work. I've been learning. I've been shooting music videos on my own for a long time with the help of people associated with Impact Worldwide. I have a home recording studio. We master all our music. We have in-house producers. So I want to be as independent as possible, but I still want to be able to build, make connections with other people so where we can rise and grow our brand even more.
Okay. And when this, my final question next to the last is, when this project comes out, what do you want the listener to take from this, and what is it that you're trying to express?
Honestly, I want to broaden the conversation a little bit in society. I feel like it's a lot of toxic behavior that's going on. It's a lot of negative energy going on in the world. And I feel like in this next project that I'm about to release, it's raw emotion, raw passion, raw feeling, but it's all positive. And I just want to, have the most positive impact on people's lives as I can in any kind of way, whether it's doing music or whether it's just doing any type of community service. So with this project, I just want it to hit the listener, and I want them to not be afraid to be themselves. And like you said earlier, not be afraid to be vulnerable. Because my album, my music is emotions. It's vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
Don't hide or shy who you are away from your own expression. You cheating yourself when you do that.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And I always like to wrap up the interview with a random question.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to ask you a question 1 through 10.
All right.
Pick a number.
Pick a number 1 through 10.
Pick a number 1 through 10. I have a few choices.
I was gonna say 6, but I'm gonna say 4. I'm gonna go with a even number. Let's go with number 4.
Number 4?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you rather be forced to dance all day, every day, until you get the perfect score, or be forced to eat mashed potatoes until you have a perfect score?
I'll probably dance all day until I get the perfect score.
And my next one, would you rather have nipples for toes or toes for nipples? And why?
Damn. I never thought about nothing like that. I never thought about no shit like this. I think I'd rather have toes for nipples.
You're the second person that said that.
I don't know why. I mean, I can't see myself walking on my nipples. That's tragic.
Nah, but you answered that very smoothly. This was an incredible interview, talking with you. And for those who don't know where to find you, before we wrap this, let the people know who don't know where you can be found, and give a little bit the closing for yourself.
You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Keontae Raheem. Our YouTube is Impact Worldwide. Go subscribe to that. Got a lot of new content coming. Sometime in the 4th quarter of 2022, I will be dropping my next album. I'm just wrapping it up. I'm still throwing things together, piecing it together. Got a photo shoot coming. I'm ready to kind of, get the cover art done. See how I'm gonna express myself on this one this time come around. So yeah, man, I got an album coming soon. I got lots of dope visuals coming soon. Carefree is working. 2 Dope Tides working. And we ready to flood the gates. Hopefully in 2023, we can motherfucking be doing shows again, man.
Yes. And it was amazing talking to you.
Yeah.
And I look forward to seeing where you go with this music, as well as what you plan on your future endeavors. Until next time.
And before we go, I just wanted to give you your flowers as well, because ever since we was young, you was always a workhorse. You was never lazy. You always put in the work. And even though you was goofy as hell growing up.
Yes.
I still, I looked at you chase your dream, and I looked at you just drop everything and have the courage to just jump straight into New York and just navigate around that. Because I can only imagine what the environment is when you're actually living there 24/7.
Yes.
And that is a dog-eat-dog world.
And when you're alone.
Yeah. So I just want to give you your flowers and tell you to keep doing what you're doing. Keep creating. Keep networking. Keep, exploring your best self creatively. And just keep working, man, and I'm proud of you. And just thank you for believing in me, and I'm going to keep believing in you.
I appreciate it, bro. Like, we all we have.
Facts.
And that's,
we all we have, we all we got.
Exactly. So, it don't stop. So, until next time, peace.
Sometimes I look at myself and know there's no one else who understands my passion.
Listen. Look in the mirror, who do you see and what do you find? My heart is pure and my soul is real. I'm a gift from God, I'm a one of a kind. I've been down a lot, I brainstorm, put a finger on the clock, now I'm pressed for time. One call away, but if your energy is felt and it's bringing me down, I gotta press decline. Where I came from, we got no sleep, couldn't dodge nothing, not even love. I got fake love, I got hate love, but fuck the love, cause I needed trust. In the 4th grade, I was 9 or 10, picked up the pencil, found my desire. When it's my time and I'm running shit, everybody else may as well retire.
Sometimes I